Hi guys, I'm a Forester here with a very short introductory video about my new Ball watch. I'll try to give you a good shot of it here, and we'll go inside in just a minute or two to take a closer look at it. But this is the very first Ball watch that I've ever owned, and I'm very impressed with it. It's in the Engineer 3 collection, and the model is Marvelight Chronometer Day Date. Now, I'm going to turn 70 within a year, and as we grow older, our bodies just become more frail. I'm already having more vision and hearing problems. So my thoughts have turned to what would be the best watch for me as I enter that home stretch of life. There are a lot of factors to consider in watches, but here are the 5 factors that I think are the most important to me as I get older. Number 1, accurate timekeeping. Number 2, an easy to read dial, a day complication, and excellent lume so I can read it at night. Now, I have a small collection of watches, but none of them have all 5 of those qualities that I just mentioned. If you follow my channel, you've seen my Grand Seiko, which is a fairly new watch to me. It's very accurate, it's easy to read, and it has the date complication, but it doesn't have the day complication, and it has no lume at all. So it's more of a dress watch to me. After looking at a lot of watches, I settled on this Ball limited edition. It's number 35 out of 1,000 that were made. And here's how it stacks up on those 5 most important qualities to me. Let's go inside and take a closer look. Okay, here we are inside. I wanted to give you a closer look at this watch. And to start off with, I just wanted to point out that the dial is blue. Outside it may have looked black. In some lights it definitely looks black, but it is a blue dial, and that's one reason I chose this particular watch. The first thing I wanted to talk about is accuracy, and with this Ball I can set it and leave it. I synced it earlier this week with time.gov, and as of this morning it was 3 seconds slow. Now I'll compare it with this Citizen that syncs with the atomic clock every day. You can look at the second hands and see that there's just a little bit of difference between them, a few seconds. Now this Ball watch is one of 2 watches that I have that's certified by the official Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute. So that gives you a little bit of confidence that it is an accurate watch when you buy it. Now the second factor is how easy the dial is to read, and I would consider this Ball very easy to read. I'll bring the Citizen back. I have a pet peeve against dials with multiple gauges like this Citizen, and I like the Citizen watch. I wear it often, but I find them a little harder to read. I have simpler dials on other watches, but I find that the hands and these enlarged 5-minute indices make this Ball very easy to read at a glance. Now the third factor is the date, and here you can see the date is the 13th under this Cyclops. I have date complications on many of my watches, not all of them, but most of them, and I tend to refer to my watch for the date often instead of opening my planner or pulling out my phone from my pocket to look at the date. It's just much easier to see it on my watch. The fourth factor is the day complication, which you can see over here. It's Saturday today, and it's not as common, and it tends to cost more on a watch. So while I'm working, I don't have any problem keeping up with the day, but it's the most common question I get from my retired wife. Evidently, it's harder to keep track of the day when you're retired. So this was one limiting factor on the watches that I was considering, because not all of them have the day complication, of course. And the last factor, excellent lume, was the most limiting factor on selecting my retirement watch. So the lume actually narrowed my choices down to 2 watches, this Ball watch and a Marathon watch. Both use tritium tubes on the indices and the hands, and this Ball watch has the best lume of any watch in my collection. I'll include a picture of the lume now. Okay guys, there it is. I've been wearing my Ball Marvelight watch for 6 months now. This video is just to introduce you to it. I'll give you a more in-depth review of it soon. But I'm pleased with my choice of a watch to grow old with. Y'all take care.